Imagine for a moment that every relationship you've ever cherished could be transformed not by saying the right thing or by fixing what's broken, but simply by your presence. Not the kind of presence where your body is in the room while your mind is miles away. I'm talking about true presence, being fully alive and attentive in the here and now. You see, presence is the key that unlocks the door to deeper connections. When you are present, you're not caught up in old resentments or anticipating future problems. You're here in the timeless moment where life and love can truly unfold. And in that state, something extraordinary happens. You become a space of safety and understanding for those around you. Relationships struggle not because we lack love, but because we are so rarely present. Our minds are busy replaying stories of past pain or worrying about future outcomes. These mental distractions create distance, but when you step into the now, you stop listening to the mind's chatter and start listening to the person in front of you. You hear them, not just their words, but their essence. Being present also helps you transcend the automatic reactions that keep us stuck in patterns. How many times have we snapped at a loved one because we were triggered, only to regret it later? Presence gives you a choice. It tosses the reactive mind and lets you respond with compassion instead of judgment. And here's the beautiful part: presence amplifies love. It awakens gratitude. When you are fully present with someone, you can't help but notice the miracle of their existence. You see their uniqueness, their beauty, and suddenly love is no longer something you give or receive. It becomes a state you embody. So how do we cultivate this presence in our relationships? By choosing it moment by moment, by bringing our attention to the now, whether it's through conscious breathing, letting go of distractions, or simply observing the energy of the moment. Presence is a practice. And as we practice, we begin to feel the shift. Our relationships evolve, conversations deepen, conflicts dissolve, and love becomes the natural expression of who we are. So today I invite you to reclaim the power of presence, not just for yourself, but for every soul you connect with. Because in the end, the greatest gift you can give anyone, whether it's your partner, your child, or your friend, is your full and undivided presence. It's in the now that relationships flourish, and it's in the now that love becomes eternal. Imagine sitting across from someone you care deeply about, perhaps a partner, a friend, or a family member. Their words are flowing, but your mind is elsewhere. You're nodding, maybe even responding, but the connection feels thin, almost hollow. Why? Because true connection doesn't occur simply through proximity or conversation, it happens through presence. When you are fully present with another person, you create an energetic space where their words, feelings, and essence can be received without distortion. Presence allows you to listen not just to what they say, but to the emotion behind their words, to the unspoken truths they may not even realize they're sharing. It's in this space of presence that authentic connection is born. Presence is more than just physical availability. It is an active state of being. When you're present, your mind is not dwelling on past experiences or projecting into an imagined future. It's not forming rebuttals or judging the conversation as it unfolds. Instead, it's calm, open, and fully engaged. In this state, you naturally attune to the other person. You notice subtle shifts in their tone, the way their eyes light up when they're passionate, or the faint hesitation in their voice when they're unsure. This attunement is what builds trust. When someone feels truly seen and heard, they open up. They sense that they're not just speaking to a person, but sharing space with someone who genuinely cares. That's the power of presence. It fosters an unspoken bond that words alone cannot achieve. When you are present, your energy becomes magnetic. Think about the times you felt deeply connected to someone. Chances are those moments didn't stem from what they said, but from how they made you feel. Their attention, their willingness to stay with you in the moment, gave you permission to be yourself without fear of judgment or rejection. This is the essence of true connection. Presence also brings out the best in you and the other person. When you're not lost in the maze of your own thoughts, you respond more authentically. You're no longer trying to impress or control the situation. Instead, you're simply being, allowing the interaction to flow naturally. And in this state, the relationship transforms. It moves from surface-level exchanges to a deeper resonance. But presence requires practice, especially in a world full of distractions. Our phones buzz with notifications, our schedules pull us in a dozen directions, and our minds are conditioned to multitask. Yet the reward of being present far outweighs the effort it takes. Every time you choose to focus fully on the person in front of you, you're investing in the relationship. You're building a foundation of trust, understanding, and love. It's important to realize that presence is not about perfection. You don't have to always have the perfect words or reactions. Sometimes just holding space for someone being there, undistracted, is enough. Silence, when shared in presence, can be as profound as any conversation. True connection isn't something you create, it's something you allow. And presence is the key. By stepping into the moment, by being fully here and now, you give others the gift of being truly seen, and in doing so, you unlock the kind of connection that nourishes the soul. Think about how many of our relationship struggles stem from reactions. A misunderstood comment, a perceived slight, or even a stressful day can trigger a cascade of emotional responses that spiral out of control. These reactions are often automatic, deeply ingrained patterns rooted in past experiences, fears, or unmet expectations. They arise so quickly that we rarely pause to consider whether they're helping or harming the relationship. But this is where the power of presence becomes transformative. When you are present, you create a gap between stimulus and response. Instead of immediately reacting, you pause. In this pause lies the opportunity to observe not just the situation, but your inner state. You begin to notice the sensations in your body, the tightening in your chest, or the heat rising in your face. You become aware of the thoughts rushing through your mind, the judgments or assumptions taking shape. This awareness, born of presence, is what allows you to respond consciously rather than react impulsively. Reactions are often fueled by the past. An innocent remark from your partner might remind you of a critical comment from years ago, triggering feelings of inadequacy. Without presence, you might lash out, defending yourself against a threat that doesn't exist in the present moment. But when you are grounded in presence, you see the situation for what it is, not as a replay of the past, but as something new unfolding here and now. This clarity dissolves the emotional charge, allowing you to address the moment with calm and understanding. Presence also frees you from the grip of future-oriented fears. Worrying about what might happen often fuels reactive behavior. For example, you might preemptively criticize someone out of fear that they'll disappoint you, or avoid vulnerability because you fear rejection. These reactions are based on imagined scenarios rather than reality. Presence, however, brings you back to what is real. It anchors you in the now, where most of your fears lose their power. As you practice presence, you begin to recognize patterns in your behavior. You might notice how certain triggers consistently provoke anger or defensiveness. This awareness is not about self-judgment, it's about understanding. Presence allows you to see these patterns with compassion, creating space for change. Over time, the reactive patterns lose their hold on you, replaced by responses that align with your values and intentions. Presence doesn't just transform your behavior, it also impacts the energy of the relationship. When you're present, you bring a sense of calm and stability into the dynamic. This energy is contagious. The other person, sensing your steadiness, often mirrors it, leading to more harmonious interactions. Even in moments of conflict, presence acts as a grounding force, preventing escalation and fostering resolution. Being present doesn't mean suppressing your emotions or pretending they don't exist. On the contrary, it means fully experiencing them without being controlled by them. You allow the anger, sadness, or frustration to surface, but you don't let it dictate your actions. You observe it, understand it, and let it pass. This emotional mastery, cultivated through presence, is what dissolves the reactive patterns that undermine relationships. Over time, presence reshapes how you perceive challenges in your relationships. Instead of seeing conflict as a threat, you begin to see it as an opportunity for growth. Presence helps you approach these moments with curiosity rather than defensiveness. You ask yourself, what is this situation teaching me? Or how can I respond in a way that strengthens our bond? This shift in perspective turns even the most difficult interactions into stepping stones for deeper connection. Ultimately, presence is the bridge between the unconscious past and the conscious future. By choosing presence, you break free from the reactive loops that keep relationships stuck. You create space for understanding, compassion, and intentionality to flourish. And in that space, your relationships become a reflection of your highest self, grounded in authenticity and love. Love and gratitude are the purest and most transformative energies in human relationships. Yet in the hustle of daily life, they often become buried under routines, distractions, and unspoken expectations. Presence has the unique power to unearth these emotions, amplifying their expression and allowing them to flow freely. It's in the act of being fully present that love and gratitude not only emerge but expand, touching every facet of our relationships. When you are present with someone, you're not seeing them through the lens of past grievances or future worries. You're seeing them as they are in this moment. You notice the way their smile lights up their face, the warmth in their voice, or the quiet strength in their actions. These details, often overlooked in the chaos of a distracted mind, become vivid and profound. Presence transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary, awakening a deep sense of appreciation for the other person. Gratitude arises naturally in the present moment. It's difficult to feel grateful when your mind is preoccupied with what's missing or what might go wrong. But when you anchor yourself in the now, you realize how much there is to appreciate. You begin to see the countless ways your partner, friend, or family member adds value to your life, whether it's through their kindness, support, or simply their presence. This awareness creates a powerful feedback loop. The more you focus on what you're grateful for, the more your love grows. Presence also deepens the way you express love. Instead of defaulting to habitual gestures or words, you connect with the emotion behind them. A simple "I love you" spoken with presence carries a depth that can't be matched by words said on autopilot. Your actions, too, become more meaningful. When you're present, even small acts of kindness, like making someone coffee or listening without interruption, become infused with genuine care and attention. These moments, though seemingly small, become the foundation of a deeply loving relationship. Being present also allows you to receive love fully. Often we're so focused on giving or anticipating what's next that we miss the love being offered to us. Presence opens you up to this experience. It allows you to truly feel the warmth of a hug, the sincerity of a compliment, or the joy of shared laughter. This receptivity not only nurtures your own heart, but also encourages the other person to express their love more freely, knowing it will be received with the same presence and gratitude. In relationships, presence is the antidote to complacency. It keeps you attuned to the evolving dynamics between you and the other person. You begin to notice and celebrate growth both in yourself and your partner, rather than taking it for granted. Presence helps you stay curious, asking questions and exploring the depths of your connection, rather than assuming you already know everything about each other. This curiosity keeps love alive, vibrant, and expansive. Gratitude, when amplified by presence, becomes a transformative force. It shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's abundant. Instead of dwelling on flaws or shortcomings, you celebrate strengths and contributions. This shift not only improves your perception of the other person, but also transforms the energy of the relationship itself. Love and gratitude, expressed consistently through presence, create a positive cycle that reinforces connection and mutual appreciation. At its core, presence reminds us that love isn't just an emotion, it's a state of being. It's not confined to grand gestures or special occasions. It's woven into the fabric of every moment you share with someone. Whether it's a quiet evening together, a challenging conversation, or a moment of shared joy, presence magnifies the love that exists in the now. When you cultivate presence, love and gratitude cease to be fleeting experiences. They become the foundation of your relationships, radiating outward and elevating every interaction. Presence allows you to witness the miracle of connection, to honor the gift of another person's existence, and to feel in every moment the profound beauty of simply being together. In this way, presence amplifies not only love and gratitude, but the very essence of what it means to truly connect. In the end, presence is not just a practice, it's a way of being that transforms every relationship we hold dear. By choosing to live fully in the moment, we unlock the power to connect deeply, dissolve old patterns of reaction, and amplify the love and gratitude that form the essence of meaningful relationships. When we are present, we create a sacred space where trust, understanding, and authenticity flourish. We become more than just participants in our relationships, we become their architects, shaping them with conscious intention and an open heart. Presence allows us to see others clearly, respond with compassion, and cherish the beauty of shared existence. So, as we move forward, let us remember that the greatest gift we can offer one another is not material or even verbal. It is the gift of our undivided attention, our full presence. In doing so, we nurture the bonds that matter most, enrich our own lives, and create a ripple effect of love and connection that extends far beyond ourselves. The present moment is where relationships thrive, where love grows, and where gratitude deepens. It is here in this very moment that we find the key to not only better relationships but also a richer, more fulfilling life. Let us embrace this truth and let presence be the guiding force in all that we do.